But Honorable Justice Murgor, is this a multi-sectoral approach? Because from the minute the case is reported, right, if the investigative authorities drop the ball, then further down the line your hands are tied.
Right.
Is it like, has there been multi-sectoral engagement?
So yes, there has, and that's where the NCAJ comes in, the National Commission for Access for Administration of Justice. Yes. So the Chief Justice chairs that commission, and that's where you have all the heads of the different justice players. So the DPP sits there, the IG, the head of prisons, and it's a very, very all-encompassing commission with all the necessary actors. And at that level, they're able to look at the different areas where the justice process is hitting us, brick walls, and we're not able to make progress. They discuss and come up with ways and means by which they can expedite justice in those areas. So it starts there. And with what flows down from NCAJ are these CUCs. And the CUCs are, the court user committees, are the NCAJ at court level. They sit within, they're attached to the different courts around the country. And so with this collaboration and this discussion, you're able to look at a case from the day it's reported until the day we get a judgment in court, because the whole process has to be synchronized. Things have to happen at different stages. So once a report is made to the police, has the child been to the hospital? Has she been examined, physically examined? Do we have a post-care report? Do we have a P3 form? From that point, do we need the government chemist involved? Do we need the doctors involved? You need to get the witnesses. So there's a whole chain of activity that needs to happen. And then finally, when it comes to court, we need to sustain it in the court, because many times you will find that there's interference with the witnesses. There's interference with the complainant. We have in the court system, and this is a funny story I always tell, we have courts around the country. One in particular up in Lodwar, we have a very active member who was there, and her cases were not moving forward, and her backlog was growing. When you're in your court, if your backlog is growing, we're going to be looking at you, or the Chief Justice is going to be looking at you to ask what's going on here. And so she looked at her cases, and the problem was many of the complainants were not coming back to court. The case was in court, but the complainants were not coming. And what was happening is they were out, they would go away, and they would be negotiating on how to settle this sexual violation case. And what then happened is she went out and did outreach in the community around the Turkana area, because it was in Turkana. And they then realized that these negotiations are actually illegal. There's no negotiation in sexual offences cases. Many of the cases then came back to court, and they were prosecuted and completed. So really it's about awareness. We're back to this awareness story. It's about awareness, engaging communities, getting them to understand what of the offences are, what the violations are, what is the law.